The way that I will be on an island, palm trees, ocean breeze, back shot, on the balcony.
What made you go to the Fade?
I thought that having a male or expected to be male-centric hairstyle would prevent, men from being attracted to me.
Backfired like a boomerang.
Yeah, it didn't work that way. People are, unfortunately, going to listen to me more often because of how I look and because of the color of my skin.
Jay, I almost could have had you. It would have been like
I'm so sorry. We're just gonna take it back.
Okay, take it back a little bit. Thank you for driving all the way up here. I just feel like these in-person ones are better.
This is so cool. I feel like not doing this in person is like you got all the setup.
Yeah,
it's a waste if you don't.
Yeah, it's getting there. My wife did all this. Obviously, I'm not
great job.
The set decorator. I'm just the writer and producer and director. I'm not the set decorator at all.
Is she in filmmaking at all?
No, she's just been with me since high school. So I've always been this. So proximity to filmmaking. That's what she's been.
So she's been learning in the back.
Yeah. She produced my last film. So that was the first time I got her to be a producer and got her to kind of step into the filmmaking realm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be like the Couglers.
Working on it. You know what I mean? We're working on it.
I love that.
So pleasure having you up here. Janae, I just seen yesterday, because I'm glad I saw this yesterday on your live where you said Jae The Fade is gone. Because I was thinking, I don't know if I call you Jae The Fade. I don't know if I call you Jae The Rap. I don't know if I call you Jae The Bust Down. I don't know what.
Hilarious.
I don't know what you are now.
I'm just Janae. That's it. I'm just Janae. I feel like Jae The Fade, the only reason I had to get rid of it is because now I don't have a fade. I don't have a fade. It's unfair. It's a negative sell. Because immediately they're going to be like, oh, Jae The Fade, that's a girl with the fade. And they're going to be like, who the fuck?
I don't see anybody with a fade.
Boom.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, lure people in with the promise of a Caesar. And ain't no Caesar, no salad, nothing. Just hair. So.
What made you go to the Fade?
A lot of things at once. It was like, first of all, I feel like the way that I grew up, not to get negative, but it wasn't great. I had some pretty, just not wonderful experiences, especially with men. So I was early on, I think, trying to escape the, oh, you are attractive and you got hair thing. I thought that having sort of like a male-centric or expected to be male-centric hairstyle would prevent, men from being attracted to me. In all actuality, the exact
backfired
opposite.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
right?
it didn't work that way. But I will say I do feel as though it protected me in a sense, because there are some men who are so rigid about how women are supposed to present themselves that I think I was lucky enough for the most part to avoid men with those type of rigid gender expectations.
It shielded you from those men, basically.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could never get my waves that good when I had them.
I mean, it's not hard. Part of me wishes that I would have had
I don't believe
a kid.
you.
No, it really wasn't.
I think you could have sold a brush at that point or something.
I should have. I was talking to, there's a barber named Chuka the Barber out in LA, and he was trying to teach me about all of the barbering things and whatnot. And I'd asked him, I was like, I want to make a product or something, because he had products of his own, still does to this day. And I really wish I would have did that then, because I feel like a lot of men, they're just cutting it too short to get a good wave.
For sure, that's real.
That's all it is.
But see, mine was just, I don't know if it was too thick. This is Jesus level shit right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a solid 4C.
I was a barber back in Milwaukee, so I would cut hair, and people would have deep waves. I'm like, bro, I just can't get these.
But you have the perfect hair texture.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe I just didn't put enough.
1,000%.
I didn't put enough into it.
I was committed. There were some times.
You had to be.
Where I would put on a do-rag after I put, my hair would be wet. I would brush it out, put my little, whatever I put in my head to keep it moisturized, put my do-rag on, and then I would put a satin scarf underneath that do-rag. And I think that was, and it was old and thin, and it belonged to my mom. So I think because it was so thin, it was like a Donna Karen scarf that somebody probably would tie around a purse or something. But that had me
spinning.
And I would brush it in the pattern I wanted it to go, like a psycho.
I had the littlest waves, they were tiny.
Those are pretty though. I like the little ones. I feel like those, you don't need the big dips all the time.
I felt like I wanted them though, just because I couldn't get them.
Yeah. That's how it is. That's the story of
That's
life.
how it is. Yeah. This is our first time meeting in person.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Lots of DMs.
A lot of
back and
DMs. A
forth
lot of DMs. Yeah.
about the films and the things. But I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I grew up on 7 Mile and Telegraph by the Church's Chicken. Mom and dad divorced when I was like 3 years old. That was probably a very toxic marriage, at least from what I can remember at 3. They shouldn't have been together. Real great that they broke up, actually. Probably the best for all parties involved. I ended up going to a lot of different high schools in Detroit because I was back and forth between my parents. And that just, I also was I don't want to say a bad kid. I would say I was very radical. I had issue with like old textbooks and stuff. And now like people are doing something about that, which I'm appreciative of. But like I just didn't like that. It felt like a lot of the students at schools in the Detroit Public School District were not getting, fair treatment or equal treatment compared to what I saw when I did attend for like a brief moment one of the charter schools. Like it was just such a difference in, the books we had, the materials we had, the opportunities that we had, resources, even the teachers were just trash. I remember one time we had a science teacher that told us she didn't have to deal with us and gave us like math equations to do, which like science and math are interconnected, but why am I doing 7 times 49? A billion times over. You just giving me a packet.
Just giving me stuff.
And now when I go to college, I got straight A's, but I got an A in a class where I didn't even learn the subject matter. So I'm totally unprepared for college. So that was sort of my experience growing up. I didn't find out what asparagus was until I was 21. That sounds terrible. But
I don't know if I knew what asparagus was until I was older also, now that I think about it.
So
Yeah, I don't
that's a
think you're alone in
Midwest
that. Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I found out I really don't I like the taste of asparagus, but I don't like the aftermath of asparagus.
Oh, the smell.
Yes, man.
I love it. I don't know what I'm into that.
You like that smell?
I don't understand.
What, does it smell
Everybody
healthy to you or something?
No.
I don't
but
like
it's
the
just
smell.
like, wow, to know that the smell can come so briefly after like ingesting something. It's like this body is really working. It's
doing its
thing.
job for sure.
It's filtering what needs to go out.
Yeah.
I find it impressive.
That's so random. But I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
The body is impressive.
It's cool.
We have kind of a similar story that I just found out. And when we moved to California, when you moved to California, had you been here before?
I had come here twice before, I think. Yeah, I'd done 2 trips to California. Once to visit my aunt, who's been here for years, and then another time to visit a boy. Not a good idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was silly.
That didn't work out right.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be a young girl alone visiting a man in a different city who's 6 years older than you. That's just not.
Cautionary tale.
Boom. Yeah. And then, of course, I wanted to move here and pursue writing. Initially, I did not want to be in acting. I just thought it would be fun to write. And I started working with all of these different like YouTubers and stuff like that, and influencers that needed writers and wanted to kind of like up-level their content because they had been doing like shorts. And do you remember, what was it called? It was similar to TikTok, but Vine. Yes. Yep. They've been doing Vine type of stuff, and they kind of just wanted to bring in like a screenwriting type of vibe to their shit. So that's what I started doing. And then eventually somebody was like, you should be in this. And then I was in it, and everything just went crazy after that. My life changed.
Yeah, the Vine days are crazy. Like, I've done a lot of stuff with King Batch, and like I'm really cool with his sister. And, he's like the most followed person on Vine. Like, he's got the Guinness Book of World Records for that and everything. So Vine was a crazy time. I couldn't get into it because I couldn't get myself to do 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only thing. I couldn't get myself to do 7 seconds.
How can somebody do 7?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the skill.
That is a
and
skill.
people like him. Where it's like, how did you figure out how to... I can't fit things into 3 minutes right now.
Exactly. Well, what was the first thing that you did, the first project that you were in, and from that point to becoming full-on content creator, Jae The Fade, so many followers?
The first thing I did was with Jay Snow and Vaughn Roberts. Both of them are stand-up comedians, but at the time they were doing like sketches as well. And it was something about like, you know, the weird homeboy that you introduce a girl to and he just keep being weird. Vaughn was playing the weird homeboy. Jay Snow was playing like the friend to me who's introducing me to this weird, creepy homeboy. And that was the first thing I did. I just had Instagram at that time, and I had been working with a few content creators over at this place called Sketch House LA, which actually has the pretty negative connotations with the name now. But a lot of content creators did come out of that house that had nothing to do with those individuals or what they were doing and had no knowledge of what was happening there. Big Jaw worked over there.
Okay. I remember him mentioning the sketch house or something like that.
Yeah. And he had kind of been coming over there with, I think Clayton Thomas was over there, I'm fairly certain. Tangerine, his wife, would work over there, and they would all just like show up and make sketches. And I was, you know, around and writing and doing stuff. So they were like, hey, be in this. And it was like a great time. You got to really see how people worked. Like Ja was always very structured and very like passionate about what he was doing versus you have other guys there that are like, hey, I want you to be in this because I like your top. You like that I got on a low cut top. That's the only... Got it. Not that I know how to act and I take this shit seriously, but you just titties. Okay.
That's it.
Cool, I guess. And it was a lot of women who grew tired of it after a while, and I'm glad that took place because a lot of them ended up spurring their own like pages. Eventually, working with Ja more so, he was like, hey, I got a YouTube channel and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then I learned people made money from that. And I was like, wait, I'm just doing this shit for fun. Like this is between, because I was working at AT&T at a call center. So in my mind, it's like, this is just what I do for like to be creative and have a good time when I'm off of work. This isn't
the outlet
work.
Yeah.
And then I learned that was very much work for a lot of those people there. And he was like, you need to make a YouTube channel and start making your own stuff. My first sketch that I ever made, I made in Ja's apartment with Ja and Troy in LA, who also was frequenting the sketch house and a phenomenal writer as well. Like both of them just agreed to be in it, helped me film it. They let me kind of direct it and do my own thing. They weren't trying to, oh, you do it this way or you do it that way. They taught me what the 180 was. And after that, I was up. I was like, that first drop, it did like, I think, 500K, and I was like, oh, period.
Nice, that's it. I'm
Boom.
done.
Yeah. Like I don't get. Why would I continue going? Now I did keep my job.
I was gonna say, how long until you actually quit your job?
I kept my
hold
job.
on, it's a little up and down sometimes.
Yeah.
How long until you actually quit your job?
I kept my job. I want to say this was 2017 or 2018. I kept working until 2020 when I was literally forced out of the workforce because COVID happened. Like the month that COVID was coming, the month before I got fired because they already knew about it because we had an office in Shanghai. And they were like, this is coming. Yeah, this is going to be bad and you don't need any like what's the word?
Essential?
Yeah.
Non-essential employees or whatever, something like that. Yeah.
So after that, I was like, okay, I guess YouTube got to be what I do because otherwise I'm on unemployment. And Detroit don't pay. You gonna wait at least 3 months to see anything, and even then, it's not.
That brings me to a good topic, and that topic is the topic of using AI creatively.
Okay.
Yeah, my thing with that, and I had a great conversation with one of my homies named Richard the other day, and we started to talk about creative atrophy and like just atrophy of your brain because you're now reliant on everything you do going to the AI and asking the AI. And I never want to lose my creativity that way.
I think your point about brain atrophy is very like integral to the conversation. I think if it negatively impacts the way that one of the most amazing feats of humanity, like our brains, our brains are incredible, and it's a beautiful thing that we have them. And the fact that there are people that are, unfortunately, thinking through machines as opposed to what, like, the God-given thing in their heads or whatever they believe in, you know? Like, you got that already. Like, this is the best machine, the best robot you could possibly have, and your body generates its ability to perform. Like, you can train your brain to perform better. And I think that if people have too much access to things that deteriorate that ability over time, like any other, you know, like there's a reason that chickens look the way they do today versus what they looked like 500 years ago. Like, they have acclimated to the circumstances and their surroundings and environment. So if our environment continues to get as technologically advanced as it is with, you know, artificial intelligence added in there, like, it's called artificial for a reason. Eventually, your very official shit up here is not gonna work. You're only gonna have the artificial. And I have a personal beef with AI too, because I remember I was super excited. A really big showrunner had reached out to me and they wanted to see a project that I was working on. They really liked my work. And I was so excited that I got nervous and I put what I had written through ChatGPT before sending it. I was like, I'm gonna just throw this in here and then I'm gonna, you know, send it to him. It was my idea, my concept that I had been working on for a long time, but I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to look like for like a showrunner. I don't know, like, I didn't go to school. I didn't get to see, you know, what a USC film student would see when they, you know, make a one page or whatever the case may be. So I was like, I need, you know, resource and support. And that's the unfortunate element too, I think, about artificial intelligence, is there are some people who really do not have the other resources. Like I can't afford the, you know, money that it would take to go to USC. I couldn't afford it when I was younger.
Right.
So I do see that there are benefits to it for people who otherwise would not have that resource. But I do feel like there are other ways to do that without using it for creative purpose. And I used it for a creative purpose, and all of my nerves and everything, and I sent it to the showrunner. He never responded to me. It completely changed the trajectory of those conversations because I'm not using AI regularly. I'm not aware of the different tells. I didn't know that a damn, what is it called? The little line, I'd know what it's called because I use it all the time in my writing. But that, like, all of that probably had him thinking, did this bitch just send me some
AI
shit
script
off ChatGPT? And it wasn't a script. It was just a one pager about my concept.
Oh,
yeah,
so
the script exists.
you gave it the ideas, and then you let it format it.
No, I gave it what I had already written, and it like fixed the typos and stuff. I was just nervous about it not being perfect. That was all. It was already written. I didn't have it write it for me. It added new words. I guess I wouldn't even say better words, but the words that it thought would be more appropriate. And I sent that to the showrunner.
And it left some markers that they.
Well,
probably,
I would imagine you put something through an AI system, you gonna get some shit from an AI system.
Yeah.
And I learned my lesson then and there. I was like, well, fuck. And it didn't even occur to me until later because I didn't know how people were utilizing AI at that time. I didn't know that was like a creative choice that people were making. Like, I already had written my script and this idea way before ChatGPT had came out or any of that other stuff. So I'm not thinking that he's gonna see this and be like, oh, she came right. Yeah. I thought, you know, this just made it look like something that, you know,
you felt was that they would be used to seeing.
Right, because I'm trying to benefit from this artificial intelligence knowing what this is supposed to look like in this context. That's what I was hoping for. Like, I'm going to put what I wrote in there, and I just need it to be what I wrote, but formatted in the way that it should be to send to a showrunner. Come to find out, the way that I formatted my shit was the way that I should have sent it. Because Shonda Rhimes dropped her one pager of what is it with the people doing the medicine and the
Grey's?
Yes, Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. She drops that on fucking Threads, and I read that. I was like, that's what my dumb ass wrote in the motherfucking first place. That's what I did, and I thought it was too much because I've had other people tell me you can't be too, you know, wordy, but that's with scripts. But you don't want to be too, you don't want shit to read like a novel. Yeah. When I read Shonda Rhimes shit, I'm like, this is very similar to how I write. Like, this is, I'm building up the And then
building the world.
I let ChatGPT just squash it and simplify it down into what it thought should be submitted based off of whatever shit is stealing off the internet and everywhere else.
Exactly.
And while it was still similar to what I wrote, it was very different. It was very obvious that it was AI. So I hate AI. I have major beef with AI because my dumb ass used it once. And I'll never, now that showrunner, and this is a big one. Like, I want you to think of like the biggest black showrunner that you can think of with the big, like, I mean, one of the most iconic shows in our community, and my goofy ass.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
So I
take
hate
this.
it.
Let's take this moment, and let's look in your camera right there,
No.
the red camera, and let's just say, "My bad, G. Like I didn't do it, Ober."
No, I can't, because actually the other day I was thinking, I was like, damn, and this was actually right after I saw Shonda Rhimes post, you know, her thing about Grey's Anatomy. I was like, I should go into my fucking, because I had it in my drive, my Google Drive. I was like, I should go and get the Google Drive and I should send it to him and I should make him an editor so he could see that I wrote this years ago, just like this, and that I thought, I got so nervous, because he's a big guy. Like, you know, I don't want him to read my shit and be like, oh, this girl novice.
I'm gonna
Even
put
though
this
I
in the
am.
ether for you, my man.
Give me another chance.
It was a simple mistake. She did the work.
It was intentional. I intentionally
It was
put that in the AI.
it was an intentional mistake.
Yeah, it was an intentional. I did not know, and now I'm so grateful that more people are posting. Like even Joya McCrory, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, from Abbott Elementary. Like she posted her website with a pilot that she worked on to get into like Warner Brothers and like different. Like so many people are sharing their work now, so that you can see like where you're supposed to be at and what things are supposed to, you know, look like. Still in your voice overall, but like, just this is the format, this is the structure, this is what someone's asking you for when they request this, versus, you know, I'm just shooting into the ether and hoping for the best.
How important do you feel the proper format is? I mean, outside of the script, because there's so many script writing programs that will properly format it for you. You know what I mean? But you given a one page, and like, how important do you think like a proper format is versus me getting my idea in front of you and you understanding what I'm trying to put into the world?
I think what you said last is most important. And especially when I see the things that have been greenlit, like I keep going back to Shonda Rhimes and that Grey's Anatomy
like,
pitch, but
come on now.
She's incredible. And that pitch was incredible. And she really brought you into the world of that main character in a way that, you know, like, I want to know what happens next. I want to know these characters. I want to see their lives play out. I'm entertained by reading this alone. So I know that on screen it's going to be phenomenal. Like, I think now that I know that the structure is the least important, I would do things a lot differently, because it's about the idea, and it's about like,
but you can fix structure.
You can fix structure, and it's also, you cannot replicate passion. You can't artificially create passion.
Yeah, that's not
like,
there.
It's not there, you know? And I feel like that was what was stripped out of what I wrote, all the passionate stuff. And it even said that at one point. It was like, this is novice writing. This is, you know, like, you have to be very direct, and it's business oriented and all of that, like, structure shit. And when I look back on it, I'm just like, I should have just sent that long ass,
Your passion.
Sometimes a run-on sentence is necessary, because I'm trying to get a lot of shit across to you in the best way I can.
Exactly.
And like, maybe that's a run-on a couple times in the paragraph.
But that can be fixed. That's not coming on the screen, right?
Yeah.
The run-on sentence is not coming on the screen.
And when it lacks that passion, you don't really get you don't give something for someone to authentically, I guess, buy into. It's just like, okay, this is a idea.
Yeah.
But like, where's the depth to it? Where is the real, like, I want to know, one, if I'm even working with somebody, because sometimes people will come to me, they want to create projects and stuff. I want to know how passionate they are about it. If it's like a throwaway for them, or I can tell that they don't even really love it, like their heart's not in it anymore, my heart's not in it. How I'm gonna come in, be a part of something you want me to do, and you're not even passionate about it. Like they say, the fish rots from the head. If the fish rotting from the head, your head is dead. Like, why the fuck would I get involved with that?
Right.
Like, I would rather work with somebody that maybe doesn't have the perfect structure, and, you know, maybe their formatting is off. Maybe they can't spell your versus your. Like, they don't got a comma where it should be. Yeah. Cool. But are the characters solid? Is this concept solid? Does it have an engine? Do I feel like they like what they're writing? Boom. That's all.
When you talk about passion, I think about that and soul, and how people say the AI is going to be the next level of Hollywood. Like, it's changing in these Hollywood movies.
I hate it.
Hey, I hate it so much. But every one that because I keep an open mind, I'll try and I'll try to watch it. Every one that I watch, I say the same thing. There is no soul in these performances. You know, and people think, you know, you think you see something like James Cameron in Avatar, and you're like, oh, that's all computer generated. No, there are real actors behind those blue people. Those blue people have a real soul underneath them, an expression, and their eyes do certain things. And you can see, I don't see a world where AI can replicate soul.
I think that the people who think that AI is the future of Hollywood are the people who have fully bought into what I think Hollywood represents now more than anything. It's completely disconnected from the heart of what's happening with our people right now. Exactly. You have people on award shows and having a good old time, and it's people that are dying. There are, you know, data centers that are creating so much pollution, air pollution, water pollution, that it's impossible for people to even live their lives normally. And they are connected with that lack of urgency for people who are suffering. Like, they see that as the future because that's who they are right now. Like, they are already soulless people. They can go ahead and make their little future if that's what they want to do. I think we should fight it tooth and nail, but it will never be, like, it'll never really be art. It'll just be artificial, and that's it.
It's that connection, that human connection, somebody who's been through the stuff that you've been through, somebody who's seen it, experienced it. I mean, it's like, one of my favorite artists is Jeezy. Like, that.
That's funny.
Why is that funny?
No, it's funny because I love Jeezy.
Oh, every song, bro. I don't care. And it's because it's connected to a time in my life.
Yep.
He was talking the stuff that I was going through, that he'd been through, and you can't program that.
No.
Like, you cannot program that.
It's a specific and nuanced experience.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We went to the Vegas show. Everybody.
Oh, this was
suited.
recent.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw this on your story.
Girl, going crazy. Every song, full suit. Every song. But yeah, that's the thing. That soul and that connected experience. I don't think you can't replicate it. You can't replicate that.
Especially not artificially. I think, well, you can replicate it if you've been through it. You know, like, there are a lot of different. I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and he was pouring some life into me. You know, shout out to Young Pole Master. I love you, Miles, because I was sad. I was like, I've been doing this for a while. And
wait a minute, who you just said what?
Huh?
You said shout out to who?
Miles, Young Pole Master.
God damn it. Jay.
That's my homie.
Jay, you got me on that one.
I did. So he sees Young Pole Master on my story, and he's thinking he's about to go see a young lady. And that's my homeboy. He teaches all the girls, though. He gets the girls together.
Hey, shout out to that man. You know, do your thing. You just caught me off guard. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. But
he was teaching the girls at P Valley. Like,
really?
he's that dude. Like, he's talented.
Oh, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but P Valley, because remember, I told you in the DM, I said, I love pole dancers, the art of pole dancers. I think that it should be. Don't got nothing to do with ass. It's an added bonus. I think it should be a Olympic sport. And P Valley, the pilot episode, directed by Karina Evans. In that episode, you can ask me and my wife was watching it. I was watching it and I was so blown away because main character, Brandy.
You're talking about, dang, that's how you know it got to come back on.
It got to come back because I done lost their name.
And we shouldn't be doing that.
We shouldn't, but.
I know it's Clifford, and then we got, do it start with an N?
There's Mississippi, but that's not the main character.
I love Mississippi. Mississippi is great.
It's going to come to me, but
her real name is Brandy.
Her real name is Brandy.
Yeah.
But she's going up on the pole, the music's playing, everybody's throwing money, the lights, da-da-da-da.
She lit.
And then, I don't know if this was Karina or the writers, they cut the music. They cut everything, it's quiet. All you hear is her. I thought that was the coldest shit ever
incredible.
On TV. That was incredible. And then she like grunting and like doing all these moves, and then she dropped all the way to the ground, catch herself, and it's like music just come back. I'm like, oh, this is the coldest. So I love like pole dance, and I think that's
that nuance that they can't replicate with AI.
You cannot make
because
that big.
AI don't even know what goes into a pole dance.
They don't understand
that. It can write it down, but it's not gonna write you. It's not gonna generate a script where it's like, okay, I know that I can portray to my audience how hard the art of pole is with something as simple as cutting the music. To hear what's going on in this woman's head, to hear her breath.
Yes.
AI ain't never breathed before.
Never. And never heard a person breathe. Never went there and seen like, oh, that's what you're doing. There's no music playing. Oh, damn, you working hard as hell up there.
Never. So like that, and now you got me wanting to go and analyze that first episode.
I gotta go watch it again.
I'm trying to remember if that's like the opening. I feel like that's the opening.
I'm almost positive it is.
And that really, I love a really good like opening image, like that opening scene and what it can kind of like tell you about the rest of the story. And now my brain is thinking back to like, and what did that tell me about like what the rest of the series would be about? Like what was that informing me on? What was the promise that gave me in that moment? It's like, you're going to see how hard these women work.
Yes. And I can tell you that one was, I can't think of her name, but Brandy, her character was the top dog in there. Mercedes. Oh, thank you. Finally.
Yes.
Jesus, that was killing me.
That was going to bug me.
Oh, it was going to kill me.
Yeah.
Mercedes the top
incredible.
dog, and she was trying to get out of the life, and all these new girls were coming up, and they were just showing like why she was top dog in there.
And she was top dog.
And then they let the new girls start to, do their thing. Okay, but you were talking about Young Pole Master. Wait, that was pouring life into you.
Yes.
Yeah, we went on a tangent.
He was pouring life and just like speaking life into me in a way that I needed, because you do this so long and you get to a point where you're like, dang, maybe I need to be a mail lady or something. Like I've been in that like phase of like, dang, do I need to go and get my degree, or like I might need to lock in and like just do real estate or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to do real estate. I ain't gonna lie. Like I wouldn't enjoy that. But there is a part of me that feels like content creation has become just very convoluted, and there are a lot of like bad actors in the space and a lot of meanies. Like that's the best way I could put it. Like people are being so mean to each other on the internet on a regular basis, and it's like
it's becoming
and it's for engagement purposes. And I feel like this algorithmic like encouragement to be as shock value-esque as possible and just make everybody feel bad and put people down. And you got all these trolls and stuff. And I was just telling my friend, I was like, Miles, I feel like I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what lane I belong in. Every time that I'm in meetings with, different content creator agencies, they're telling me, you seem like you seem like a production company. You seem like you're already there. There's not really a place where, brands fit into you maybe, selling those products or whatever the case may be. Like, it's like it's just a weird place to be where people don't really want to pay you when your work looks a certain way or you doing certain things. Like,
oh man, we about to get down this rabbit hole.
Okay, so you understand?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because I understand.
Let's talk.
Listen, I say this a lot, and this is no disrespect to anybody. The tech companies, we have allowed the tech companies, and maybe not us, but we have allowed the tech companies to dumb us down.
Yeah.
And they tell you that, oh no, just put it out. Like it's perfect the way it is. And they created this mediocrity.
Sure.
There's this culture of mediocrity where everything is like, I don't need to put anything, I don't need to try hard. I just need to put it out there. And they're telling you that because they just want you to put more and more and more and more. And if you try to do something dope or be creative and be up top with it, then it takes too long. They'll say, hey, make 16 reels at least 30 seconds and we'll give you $100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to the person who's like, well, shit, let me just make quick 16 real quick. Pull out the phone and make quick 16. I don't care how it looks. I don't care nothing. I just need 16 so I can make this $100.
Yeah.
And you making this company billions. So like, I feel that tech companies told every filmmaker that they were a content creator and made it okay to be mediocre. And it's not everybody, obviously.
It's a lot of people still doing really, really great.
A lot of people doing really, really great stuff.
Really amazing work. And I could even say, like, I can hold myself accountable in the sense that there were points throughout my career where, you know, sponsorships and things were coming in and I made decisions based off of, you know, because a coin, a real good coin.
Yeah, you need it.
Not that you need it, but also they're like vultures. Like we could talk about sinners again, really, because there's a choice that you have to make between, am I going to really commit to my art and I'm going to turn anything away that isn't that, and, you know, probably suffer a lot financially and socially and just profoundly with the mental because I don't have the funds to like support my own well-being? Or am I going to find my way to the middle of that? And I feel like that's the journey that we saw Sammy go on in Sinners. Yeah. He had to choose between really his uncles, his cousins, whatever, I can't remember, you know, like Smoke and Stack. These are two different ways that you can go. You can go into the night with the vultures, you can go into the day and probably die because it's always going to be the KKK behind you if you're a black man in this society. And same for black women. And I feel like I had to make some choices, work with some companies that I didn't necessarily align with. And, you know, my friend Miles was just pouring into me and reminded me that everybody has a different story. I have one friend on the other hand who's telling me, you've been doing sketches for years. When you going, you know, you ain't never gonna, you know, like monopolize off that like Quinta did and like Issa did. I don't think those are the right type of friends to have in your ear, for one. But
you
two,
see why my face went on.
Because like dang, why are you so worried about my trajectory?
Exactly.
Focus on your trajectory. Now, granted, he did make some very valid points. I feel like there have been opportunities in my career in the past where I didn't really like jump on the virality of something, or I didn't really understand how to be honest. Like some things go viral and you just think, oh wow, this performed well, this project did good, but you don't really, at least for me, I didn't jump on that like I should have. So some of the things he said had a lot of like value and he was totally correct in his assessment. I do feel like there was some stuff that I created that, one, didn't really benefit my community. Like I've done some content that's like friend zone humor. And knowing what I know and looking back at those choices, I know how far from, like, because we was just talking about, I went to school for women in gender studies. And we're talking about the objectification happening in, you know, obsession. For me to understand those things, but then make a video that in some way reinforces the concept of a friend zone. Yeah. Like, I really had to do some deep, like, reflection about that. Because why am I presenting this to my audience? And like, this is dangerous information, actually. We can make jokes all day, but the idea or concept of friend zoning in this context is dangerous. And that's, you know.
Is it hard for you, it sounds like it's hard for you to separate what you're doing from something that's like just like a funny moment?
It is absolutely very hard to create a disconnect between those two things, because there's always going to be an impact in whatever you're putting out into the world, whether you want it to or not. And it can be perceived in any type of way. So there are some people who watch my content and it's just something that they go about their day and they don't allow to instrumentally change the way that they see the world. But then there are other people who are like, maybe watching this and they might see something about, like a friend zone situation and say to themselves, that girl did kind of do that to me. That was kind of fucked up. I feel like, and like there's this expectation that a lot of people have when they're kind to someone, that they're owed something, whether it's someone's body or access or a relationship or a romantic partnership of some kind or sex. And knowing and understanding that and creating content like that at one point in time, which granted, like I've only made one video like that, but I look back on it and I'm like, damn, why the hell did what the fuck did I have going on at the time that I didn't catch that? And that's how I knew I was straying very far from but when you start making stuff that affects culture and like the way people think,
right,
and you don't share any responsibility for that, if it go haywire, that's, I think, very fucking lame.
Yeah. You talk about how irresponsible some content can be and how dangerous it can be. You made a piece of content recently. I thought it was fucking hilarious once I realized what you were talking about and the way you presented it. But you were talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like the way you presented it was genius.
Thank you.
So I was fucking with that heavy. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? Then when I realized that, oh, that's dope. So talk about that a little bit. First, the piece of content was dope, and you brought a really good message, because I think you were taking it back to the other doctor, and I hate that I can't remember her name right now.
Oh, Raquel.
But the one, Dr. Raquel. Yeah, thank you. And you were talking about how, as you were putting it, big old titties is what's just leading the conversation. And then you have Dr. Raquel, who's really doing the work. Tell me about what made you want to do that?
Well, for one, I have a deep understanding of how it feels for dark-skinned Black women to repeatedly be ignored in favor of people doing not even a third of the work that they're doing and not even a third of the integrity that they have, while being glorified for just the teensiest bit of work, just because they fit a conventional standard of beauty, a skin tone that people would rather praise. And I think I think it's fucked up. So I'm going to use my platform in a way that I can, knowing that people are unfortunately going to listen to me more often because of how I look and because of the color of my skin. I feel like when people don't use their privilege in that way, because it is a privilege, unfortunately, in this society to be a light-skinned Black woman, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was even having a conversation with my aunt the other day. We were on the phone. She was talking about how, because my aunt is my complexion, my mom is your complexion. And my aunt was talking about how my mom said that she was treated differently because she was your complexion. And my aunt was like, my life was hard too, and da-da-da-da. I was like, I what are we talking about? She's like, her life wasn't no harder. Yes, it literally was. It was the fucking 60s. It's still harder today. Yes, it was. And like, I think that there's like, even having people like that in my family, and I never talked to my auntie like this, but I had to get in her ass, because she's like, I don't give a fuck about that. I was like, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. We can respectfully disagree. And she said, well, we can respectfully agree. I do see where
the switch flipped.
I was like, oh,
you got through.
Auntie, and like, to her credit, she heard what I was saying, but it would have been great if she could have heard what my dark-skinned Black mother was saying when she said it. Like, I feel like the only reason she was able to hear what I was saying is because of that embedded colorism, where this came out my mama's mouth first. Y'all siblings, y'all in y'all 60s. She's been saying this her whole fucking life.
This is her experience.
It took her light-skinned Black daughter to talk to your light-skinned ass for you to really like, okay, maybe I got something.
Maybe I'm a little off.
That's and that's why I want to sit and I want to talk about those things, because I know Cheyenne Bryant benefits from colorism. I know that she benefits from objectification, and that's fucked up to say, because at the end of the day, being objectified is not something that people go into the world like expecting or wanting or craving. Some do, but not all the time. And it's not her fault that she's objectified. And it's difficult for me because when women choose to weaponize objectification, which I've done many times in the past, that's their fucking prerogative in a patriarchal society. But I'm not about to sit here and know that somebody has valuable information to present, know that this person is not being lauded in the same way as this other person who's actually damaging the community, providing extremely dangerous rhetoric to our community, and at the very same time being praised for tearing the very community that she's claiming to help down. Fuck no. Immediately, where is Dr. Raquel? Whereas, and it's so many other people too doing really good work in that space, like therapists and everything. And I've noticed that there is a common thread for dark-skinned Black people of not getting the same notoriety for doing way more detailed, complex, and interesting work.
Exactly.
So Cheyenne can kiss my ass too, because she commented on that video and she was like, right, she's just jealous, bitch.
She commented on your video and said said you were jealous.
I know why some people come to that conclusion. Because why are so many people hating on you? If people are hating, it's one of two things. You're doing something right or you're doing something really wrong. If that many people are hating, you got to start asking yourself, what am I doing? Like, what could I be doing better? She's talking about asked a girl who had been in therapy for like significant sexual abuse to give her a hug. That is some dangerous information to share about therapeutic practice. Like, what? Just admit it. Don't call me jealous. Do the work necessary to grow and change. She could probably be really instrumental in our community if she were willing to self-reflect. I believe that. I think that Cheyenne could actually be helpful if she weren't.
You think she's gotten too big to want to go back and actually, because I think a lot of the stuff around her is her claiming her doctor title and she won't let it go. Like, I think if she didn't claim that so hard.
You got to ask yourself, why would someone feel, despite mountains of evidence to the contrary, that they need to imply or even claim something like that about their identity? That's somebody whose identity is very fragile to the, like, if you have to lie about degrees and all it, if you even go and look at her website, I'm sure it's taken down now, but there was one point where she had her website up and it was so much information about like her history, career-wise and professionally, that was so convoluted and also extremely self-inflated that you would have to be really vulnerable and easily manipulated to believe all of the claims that she's made about herself. The doctorate is one of the most dangerous but least of my concerns comparatively to everything else she has claimed about her past. And I think that has a lot to do with her own personal history and the things that she's experienced in her life. And I think, at the risk of getting sued, which I'm not too concerned about this because it's provable, I think she is a pathological liar. Yeah. And I think that she needs real help. And I hope that she does get real help because Cheyenne got something going on. That's not normal.
One thing about you that I noticed is that you are really an open book, and I think people connect to you a lot. And like one thing that you posted, and it made me just kind of, I got really sad, was like some of the stuff that happened about like with your sister and stuff. Like that was heavy.
Bruh.
That was heavy.
That almost took me out. Like the way, and this is, so generational trauma is a real fucking thing. Like you cannot, no matter how hard you try to undo the patterns in your family history, that takes work on multiple parties. You can't do it alone. You can't be the one sole person that's gonna, end a cycle. Like cycle breakers need help. They need like camaraderie. I needed that with my sister, and we had that at one point in time. Me and my sister used to be really, really close, especially growing up. And like, there have been so many, like, I'm very grateful that I told that story online because so many people that knew me and my sister when we were younger came out of the woodwork. Like people that I did cheer with, and people that babysitted us when we were younger, or their grandparents babysat us when we were younger. And there, across the board, was constant validation of the fact that I was very defensive of my sister. And my sister, unfortunately, with the, really difficult upbringing we had, not having a mom around, and when she was around, being very violent and abusive, she has developed this rage for that lack of a mother in our lives that she projects onto me because I was her older sister. So because my mom wasn't present, I was supposed to serve that role for her. And for a long time I did, but then I got older, went to college, pursued my dreams, and to my younger sister, that felt like abandonment. And as opposed to dealing with the very real abandonment that took place with my mom, it feels like my mom has taken advantage of my sister and the fact that she struggles with autism and other things. And she's found a way to off-shift that blame from her onto me, because me and my sister's relationship was solid before my mom re-entered our lives later in life. And there were things that my sister did. I'm sure when you talk about what you saw online, you're talking about my sister like poisoning me and shit. And then
yeah, I mean, for people who may not have seen that post, can you just kind of talk about it a little bit?
So for years, and this is like from a young age, my sister had been like poisoning my skincare products and putting my toothbrush in the toilet and like all different types of stuff. And she admits this to me on my birthday, like in my 20s. And I didn't know anything about this, might have blocked it out from my teenage years because my dad did mention to me my sister getting caught doing it once when I was a teenager, and him, getting on her about that. And, it never really like went anywhere. And I think dissociated at that time or something, because I just couldn't really understand how, like, me and my sister are close in age. We're only 11 months apart. So it's hard for me to like, it's almost like I didn't want to believe it, so I just chose to, it was like a throwaway. Like, oh, you've been poisoning me for years. You're the reason that I have like these like angular cheilitis on both sides of my mouth, and you're the reason why I have really bad like tonsil stones, and you're the reason why I overbrush my teeth to the point where my gums were damaged because I thought that there was something wrong with my breath, but you've been taking my toothbrush and putting it in a toilet for years. Like, if I really had to sit with all of those things at 16, 15 years old, then I would not, especially at that time with all the other experiences we were having, because again, my mama, different. I don't think I would have been able to get to the point that I'm at now. It was almost like I couldn't allow that level. And I do feel like I had a victim mentality for a long time, but I couldn't allow in that level of victim mentality, because I would never have accomplished anything if I really just let myself sit with like, I used to do my sister's hair. We would spend a lot of time together. She loves anime. I sit and watch her animes with her. Like, I don't know. I worked my ass off for my sister. There were jobs that I did to make sure that I could afford her getting the prom dress that she wanted. So it's just weird. It's just weird to think about. And now we don't speak at all. Like, we have no relationship whatsoever. And we had a relationship after I found out that information initially, because again, throwaway. I can't process that type of like abuse from like the person I sleep next to every night. Like, we're in a 2-bedroom apartment. At one point, a 1-bedroom apartment where we had to share a pull-out couch, which is a blessing. Like, I'm not saying that like we was, like getting it from the bottom. Like, a pull-out couch is nice. There was a point where we had bean bags, or, the little like sleeping bags and shit. So going to my dad's and having a pull-out couch as an option was amazing. And then eventually he got a 2-bedroom, and we had our own bedroom. She slept in her bed, I slept in mine. So to know that like this person that I share a room with and I'm with all the time, and I've protected a majority of my life, it's still crazy to me. But therapy helps. I think the worst of it was when they started like blocking my access to my dad, because that was our safe parent between my mom and my dad. My mom had her issues with drug addiction and, you know, violence and things like that. But my dad, he was more emotionally reserved and just really, he's an older guy. He had us in his 50s. He, you know, went directly from high school to the military at 17. His dad was shot in the head by a white woman when he was 6.
Damn.
And he's like a box that you can't open. Like he's in there. You can sit next to it. You can watch movies with it. You know, it might be some DVDs on the side of the box that you can go through and learn a little about him. Like, that was my way in with my dad. And that's why I love filmmaking so much, because I grew up with, you know, a dad in his 50s that watched Stand By Me and Little Shop of Horrors and, you know, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like, I was able to learn so much about the art of filmmaking through my dad's eyes. And that was like, I don't know, I missed that. I missed like being able to sit at the end of my dad's bed and just like chill and watch Starship Troopers. Like, that was my shit. And my sister robbed me of that. And my mom robbed me of that, because they can't do shit else. A bitch is living in California. And I'm kind of winning too. My man is good to me. I got great friends, loving family out here. The one thing that they could take was my dad, and they accomplished that. So
is your dad still with us? Is he still?
Yeah, he is.
Haven't been able to.
There was some scary times. At one point, he was diagnosed with failure to thrive because he wasn't eating or drinking. Now he's in a much better place. Okay. But his mental has declined, and that was why they were able to sort of, you know, infiltrate the relationship in the way that it was and create a lot of distance. Like, my whole life, me and my dad were very, like, connected. Like, even when he was fixing the garage in the back of our house when I was, like, 5 or 6 years old. And I'm in the kitchen with my mom while she's peeling potatoes. And I can remember I was about to pick up a piece of potato and, like, eat it raw, because potatoes are good and I love them. And my hand starts hurting, and I'm grabbing my hand, and I'm screaming and crying. And my mom is trying to tend to me, and then my dad comes in the house, and he got his fingers caught in the slats of the garage on the same hand. And my mom is like bewildered, because there's nothing wrong with my hand.
Your hand is fine.
But my dad's is bleeding like excessively. And that's how close me and my dad were. Wow. And the same went the other way. When I played basketball for years. I'm in the gym.
Hold on, now you can hoop?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Not as much anymore.
I was going to say, we definitely going to have to go to the gym.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then actually, Miles is always trying to hoop. So yeah, and he's way better than me.
I be looking for people to hoop with.
Then now you got somebody.
I got to meet Miles for sure. If his family's out here, we got a link.
Yeah. But so I'm in the gym. Sorry, I get emotional when I think about this, because my dad is just, he's so, like, he got his problems, but he's a good man, Savannah. He tried his best. And I'm in the gym, somebody knocks me over, and I fall into this vent, and that's how I get this scar on my face. Okay. It basically, it was those diamond vents that are on the side of the wall. So it grates my face like a cheese grater. And I'm getting up off the floor, and I see one drop of blood hit the basketball floor. The basketball court. And I start screaming. I'm wailing. I didn't even know my dad was sitting outside in the parking lot. This is when I found out that my dad wouldn't go home and just stay home and then come back to pick me up. My dad would sit in the car until I was done with practice. And then, probably because we was broke and he ain't have gas, but he wanted me to be able to do extracurriculars, which is like, how can you not love a dad that, you know, because he could have been just like one of a, you know, there are shitty parents out there who'd be like, you can't play basketball, I gotta go home. My daddy, he was a real one. He ran into that they showed me the camera footage after I got out of the hospital. My dad was all the way, he couldn't have heard me. He's all the way across the parking lot. He's running. This is like almost a 60-year-old man running. And all I remember is being scooped off the floor and ran out that bitch to the hospital. And he wouldn't let me look at my face because it was so bad. And this is how, like, crazy me and my dad's relationship was. He was like, you don't want to see that. I never looked. When I was washing my hands before they had to do the stitches.
Never looked at it.
Never looked up. I was like, he said I don't want to see it. I must not want to see it. My daddy said he didn't drink. I never drank. He said he didn't smoke. Both lies.
Both lies.
Both lies.
But it got you right. It did what it's supposed to do.
Bam.
It could have been lies. It did what it's supposed to do.
I was a daddy's girl, so that's where, people knew that was my Achilles heel. Almost took me out. I was very depressed. Thank God I have my soon-to-be husband because I wouldn't have been able to get through that alone.
Since we're talking about love and obsession. You like that segue?
Yes.
Let's talk about it. So I think at this point, when everybody's seeing this, your film analysis may be out. So
possibly.
I feel it was mid.
Yeah.
I like the young bull, Corey Barker. I've been through his YouTube catalog and I did like a few of his shorts. Like I think The Chair was very well done. It wasn't for me as much on the film fan side. Now, you and I had a conversation a little earlier, and I said, okay, if we're going to turn on that brain, then I can understand some of the stuff. So let's talk about your experience with, okay, get comfortable. Let's talk about your experience and what you thought of the film.
I don't know if this was intentional on the writer, director, editor's part, and that's all the same person, which is great because it gives you, like, you don't often get that much insight into the inner psyche of the director and writer. Because it's one thing if something's directed by someone, it's written by someone else, and it's edited by somebody else. But it's another thing when it's directed and written by the same person. Like we get to see that with Ryan Coogler. It's a very different thing when all of the people doing all of that, even the post, the editor, when that's all the same, you really get to see, okay, this is what they wanted this to be for the most part. He said it was some things that he would have changed or that he didn't, he pushed back on, like the opening image being the main character, Bear, talking about, how much he loved Nikki and how he would choose her over everything. But I feel like the film Obsession is at its core about objectification. And I think if a women in gender studies class were to take this film and slap it in front of a whole bunch of women in gender studies majors and have a discussion treating this as a case study for how incels are made and how incels think, that it would just it would open eyes. There should be research papers on this subject. Like, I feel like this film isn't simply like it was a good watch, I had a good time. I feel like it's something that we really need to delve into because the way that women throughout the entirety of the film were objectified and instrumentalized and, completely denied any autonomy or free will or just even when he moved on so quickly to Sarah, like every element of objectification took place in this film. Like you would think that he took objectification off of Google and all of the definitions underneath it, and he said, I'm gonna write a film about this. And if he didn't do that intentionally, he has some work to do, some therapy to get, or he maybe already got the therapy and he's at a point where he's like, I want to make a film about what I used to be, who I used to be, or what I've seen in the world and what I want to change about it. Like, that's all I can think about the film. I don't even care so much about the value of it as a movie where, what now it's over 700 million worldwide or something.
Yeah, something crazy. For sure, something
nuts.
Crazy.
For a $750,000 budget, by the way. Crazy. But there is, I think, just a world of information to be learned from that film. And just things that I think women especially should be looking at and saying, okay, so these are indications of a dangerous man. And I don't think a lot of people are viewing it through that lens.
How did you go into watching this movie?
Nervous, because I hate horror films. I don't. And when I say hate, I only hate it because I get scared. I hate a jump scare. I hate like Nightmare Fuel, where you'll see like people. I love the choice to have her move backwards. I think that's, and what I noticed too, like at every point in the film where Nikki's character is being asked to do something completely against her belief system, she goes backwards. Like she's fighting this whatever to try to like, no, I don't want to do that. And I think that was an incredible choice. And I feel like it can't not be intentional because of those things. But I don't know who all were involved in the writing process. And if it was a young lady saying, hey, I think this would be a cool addition. Like, I want to give Curry the credit he's due, but he needs to answer some questions, I think, about the film. But I went into it completely scared shitless.
Some of the like choices that were made when they were doing that film creatively are some of the things that like kind of poked me a little bit. Like I don't like the riser to the complete silence to change time.
Yeah.
Like those, and that's on me. That's personal preference. But if you do it like once, you do it twice, it's cool. But it was like every scene. Yeah. And it got repetitive. Yeah. And then it just like everything was like
it felt lazy to you,
It felt lazy to me. And I think that was the thing. But I know a lot of people like it. And when I put, I was like, I was like, all right, like, here they come. You hater. Da, da, da.
So people, I saw your post. I didn't see what people responded to. Oh,
yeah, no, I got so much hate. I'm such a hater at this point.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, bro, I just didn't.
We gotta let people
didn't like the movie. It's fine. Like, everybody don't like all the movies that you like. It's cool.
But I think that also says something about, the way that you like process film. Like I think to be able to say, oh, that got repetitive, that's somebody who's paying attention. For me, I'll be honest, I would have to watch it 3 times to do what you did on that first watch.
And I didn't really do what you did on that first watch.
Because I went for the roller coaster.
I didn't catch all the objectifications and stuff like that you caught.
But I didn't even, you know what? To be honest, I didn't catch that until my second watch.
Really?
My second watch, I was like, oh, this is objectification. Everybody is objectifying this girl. And they're objectifying each other. Sarah even objectified the homeless man. She's like, oh, I just paid for somebody's heroin for the week. Because he's homeless? That's the... interesting. Okay. And like, I think it really is an allegory for objectification. I think that if people go to it, watch it again, and they try to like, a lot of people ain't gonna notice it because we naturally objectify on a daily basis. Even myself, I objectify my husband every day. I'm objectifying him as soon as he get home. Immediately. Slap him on the ass. Immediate.
You gotta slap ass.
Gotta slap ass. So I feel like for a lot of people watching it, they're like, well, damn. I just think this about a crazy lady and a crazy guy and a crazy situation. But it's like, no, it's deeper.
In all, do I think it was a bad movie? No, I don't think it was a bad movie. Did I like it? I didn't like it. It was mid. It was just like it was a movie. Like, okay, cool. I won't go back to it.
I think I got to watch it a third time.
You need a third?
I do, because...
I only want to watch it again to see some of the stuff that you brought up to me. But go ahead, piss me off. Here we go.
I felt after the first time seeing it how I felt after I walked out of Get Out. That's how I felt. And I'm
Funny enough, you thought I was going to be pissed at that. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
Period.
I'm not mad at it.
That roller coaster effect that I feel like the film had, and I actually, the cuts that you were talking about, how that riser to the, I liked that, but I think this was a YouTuber's like movie. Like as a YouTuber,
sure, yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Like knowing that this is a YouTuber, I'm like, oh, he's speaking a very specific language.
Yes.
That I'm like fluent in and that I enjoy. And I think he married like traditional filmmaking with YouTube style choices in a way that's really like cohesive to in my opinion. I enjoyed it, but I would have to watch it 3 times to stand by that opinion. Can we talk about the shots?
Let's talk about the shots.
Okay, so I
have thoughts.
You go first.
No, you gotta go first. I went first to the last one.
Damn it. Okay, so I really enjoyed how, and when I say enjoy, It's more so the satisfaction I get from noticing how closely this resembles the objectification we see in real time, just like in our environment. But I feel like a lot of the ways that they chose to shoot certain scenes were instrumental in really like giving the audience a very clear view of how fucking insane Bear was. Like when we're first seeing the girls at the pub with him, and Nikki and Sarah are arguing, not even really arguing, they're just having a kind of heated conversation about her work performance and how Sarah's dad is getting on her head about like, oh, your friends are always slacking, blah, 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 blah. And they're just going back and forth. We're seeing Bear ingesting this. We're not seeing the girls' faces like you would expect in a conversation, right? Like most people, they might do, you know, shoulder to shoulder. Like I'm going to see her over here and them over there. But instead, they chose to slowly push in with Bear as the anchor for that shot and keep these women on the periphery. If it's intentional, great. It fits with the rest of the story. If it was unintentional, Barker might not like women. He might not see women as women. And I'm not saying this in a way where I'm trying to shit on him because I actually think he's really fucking cool. And I went into a rabbit hole of his shit. I think he's funny. And I think that the film is a good film. But just as like some reflecting to do, women are just background noise for the entirety of the movie. Like we don't get any interiority of these women except for like on few occasion. And even then, it's not really about them. It's about the way they're receiving his character, from Sarah to Nikki, even before the wish. The only things we're able to see about Nikki are through his perspective. We're focused on Bear's reaction to her giving a homeless man money. Not, you know, like the little cutesy music playing and he's just watching her be a sweet girl and give a homeless, you know, houseless man money. Why we couldn't just focus on her? Why we couldn't see her face when she was giving the money to the man? Oh, because this is all a performance to you. Women are simply performing. And it goes even further when he goes to get, you know, the crystal that he ends up getting the One Wish Willow. Instead, we see the girl literally tell him, hey, people die or they wish they were dead when they get this thing. No jokes, not a single giggle. He's like, you're good, ha ha. Every woman is supposed to be performing for Bear. That's it. If that man ain't do that on purpose, the Mr. Curry Barker person, if he didn't do that on purpose, therapy.
Yeah.
If he did it on purpose, cha-ching, great career.
Yeah.
Already on the keep it going. Really turn this thing on its head, show certain people what they are doing to others. And it goes for any gender. You can objectify a man the same way you can objectify a woman and vice versa. And we all do. But yeah, I'm curious about that. Like, I wish I could ask him directly, did you mean to do this?
How do you think Curry Barker is with women?
Based off of solely this film and the way that it was written, directed, and edited, it's only two options. Either he was once Bear and grew and can see that type of behavior for what it is and put it on screen in a way that's like extremely well done. Or two, he is still Bear and this was a really, really cool way to showcase some of the feelings he's experienced over time in being Bear. That's how I think he could be with women. Either he is with women the way Bear is with women, or he once was the way Bear is with women. And I would qualify that as dangerous. What about you? What do you think?
I don't know how to say it in a nice way, so I'll tell you.
Say it in an honest way.
I think that he probably is Bear, the way you said it. I think you put it best when you say either you are Bear or you were Bear.
Because
and I think
don't think he would
that's
expose himself that much unless he knew.
Yes.
If he knew that that's how he acts.
I think that that's one of the two.
Yeah,
and that's the nicest way I can say it.
That was a very nice way to say it.
Thank you. And I think that as a movie, because he's a horror guy, I think he did a great job of asking, what would happen if I did do this? Or if I could do this? And, oh, that's a great idea. But what if she goes crazy if I ask her to do this? And then what if it's horrible if I, he went down that rabbit hole and then wrote a movie out of it. I think that's great. I think that's great. But I think
it's always like we get a really great, we get his interiority with this film.
Yeah.
And I think, I hope that it's the former rather than the latter. I hope that he has done some work and he can now see that behavior for what it is. And
he's only like 24, 25. Like, he's young.
He ain't did.
He
probably ain't did. But the young ones, they're getting real smart.
Well, I'm not saying they're dumb, but it's resources. Like to go and actually to be like, I need to go and do this.
Therapy is so normalized for that age group now that it's plausible.
It is. It's plausible.
I wanna give them that credit. But I mean, you probably ain't wrong because I don't think that people want to. Naturally, we're self-protective creatures. We don't want to expose ourselves to that degree unless we're highly unaware of what that exposure is actually doing in real time. Like when I was a dumbass, I was making shit that was very indicative of my dumb because I didn't know I was a dumbass yet.
Yeah, I was a dumbass for a long time.
And you was probably making stuff that probably made it a little bit more clear that you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence my rapper days.
You were a rapper.
Listen, we're not gonna go down that.
Because now I'm gonna give them another thing to say I'm lying about.
Oh, you was a rapper?
I did rap.
Jae The Fade got bars.
I wasn't I used to do like the battle raps at school, and I wasn't popular in any way, so it was like a humiliation ritual every time. But I like to commit to the bit.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go with
I was in that bitch.
Wait, is there any proof of this?
Yes. I have a friend from high school. I wonder if he still follows me. This was so long ago. He went by like Ice something on Instagram. I would have to try to find him. But he was like 2 years older than me, and he encouraged me to have a career in this, you know? I didn't have no future in rap.
Me either.
What was your style? Like if you had to pick a...
I think I would have been... Let me see. So I grew up in Milwaukee. Was in the hood.
Horrible start.
Yeah. So I would have been a mix of like... I tried to have some bars. So like I tried to be like lyrical. Like I liked Fabolous a lot growing up. I would have been it would have been like
I'm so sorry. And we're just gonna take it back.
Okay, take it back a little bit.
I was the way you built it up, right? And this is what Jordan Peele talks about when he says like use the momentum against your audience, because the momentum you built with I like lyricism. I'm like, oh, so Lil Wayne or maybe a Fabolous.
Hold on now. What are you saying? What are you saying? Hold on now.
Fabolous.
Hold on now. I need to know what you're saying.
Look, I don't want to be disrespectful in your living quarters. This is your place of creativity.
Nah,
I'm not gonna bring.
I'm good. Go for it. Go for it.
I didn't.
Fabolous.
The momentum
Fabl
was used against me because that is not the lyricist that I would think of.
So here's the thing. So you probably was. Who would you think of lyrics? You think of like Nas or somebody like?
I would think of. I would think of Lil Wayne. I would think of
Lil
Andre
Wayne. So
3000.
You didn't let me finish, right? So like, one thing you got to understand.
What's the best bar from Fabolous that you can think of? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know if let me pull out a bar.
Yeah.
I can't pull out a bar off the top of my head. But if you go listen to any of the There Is No Competition series.
Okay.
Any of those.
I'm going to do that because maybe I haven't listened to him enough to be able to just so confidently talk
just
shit.
Out the gate, like Fab was going crazy. Like,
what year are you referring to?
I'm talking about early Fab. So I was in high school, so I graduated in 2002, so this had to be like 2000. Early Fab. Mixtape Fab.
You know what? I just realized something.
What?
I didn't know that we were that far apart in age. In 2000, you want to know how old I was?
How old were you? You were not 5 years old.
I was 5.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You got to understand.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were that far apart either. But first of all, fuck you for saying you were 5.
I'm sorry. Fuck you for saying I thought you was the same age. Damn.
Oh, I love it.
I'm trying to get a teen role.
This is great. I love it. No, you can still get a teen role for sure.
Bullshit
no,
me.
you can.
I have big mama arms now.
All that is just a gym.
That's, and I've been trying.
Big mama arms is hilarious.
I can't talk shit then.
So this is what I like, because you said Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was finished, it would have been, I was influenced by like Fab, Wayne, and Young
Usher.
Jeezy.
Oh.
Usher, god damn.
I'm just playing.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Young Jeezy,
Yes.
Lil Wayne.
It would have been
Fab.
like that kind of trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense because I'm older than you, and
By a small margin.
but Jay, I almost could have had you.
No, what year? How old were you in 2000?
I had my baby at 19.
How old
That was
were you?
2003.
Damn, you could have been a teen dad.
I could have been a teen dad.
You wouldn't have had me though, because I was 5.
5
See?
years, but
So-
listen, I was 19. That means I would have been 14.
You wouldn't have had no baby at 14.
No, I would not have.
Not listening to Fab.
But it's
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe
this
if you
is
was,
funny. You're right.
involved in more. Who was doing the really nasty shit at that time and creating, broken homes? Who was known for that in 2000?
in 2000.
Nick Cannon.
You think Nick? I was listening to Nick Cannon.
No, I'm not saying you was listening to him. I'm saying you weren't a teen parent because you weren't.
I don't even think Nick Cannon was on what he
was
on
in
right
Love
now.
Don't Cost a Thing. He had little hairs.
You watched that?
You didn't?
No.
And that's
Was that Christina Milian?
it was.
I love Christina Milian. I'm
And
not
didn't
gonna lie.
watch it.
Probably turned it off. Not gonna lie.
She's playing guitar in it.
Drumline. That was about
That's
the extent of mine.
Okay.
Nick Cannon.
But back to your bars.
Back to my bars.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my mix of people. I don't even know where I was going at anymore.
You're gonna say like your bars, like your style of rapping.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was those 3 was like my style of rapping. So yes, I'm sure I said some crazy stuff. I know I said some crazy stuff back in the days. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Do you know who Joe Budden is?
Yeah,
Do you know he used to rap?
I do.
Do you know he was really good?
No.
That's crazy.
You know what? He followed me and he started
was signed to
liking my
DJ Clue.
stuff. And my husband, he was like, "Why in the fuck is Joe Budden?"
And you're like,
Yes. I'm like, "What is that? What do you mean?" Wait, this is the guy from Love and Hip Hop. He's like, "That nigga was a rapper."
a rapper.
What's going on where like Joe stopped being Joe?
Joe?
What did he go by also? Was
Joe
it just
Budden.
Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. So he stopped rapping because according to him, he self-retired. He just retired himself. He was doing all of this to try and get hits and be in the music industry. Didn't like it as much anymore, what it was going towards, and he found podcasting. And now people know him for podcasting and don't really even know that he was really one of them as far as rapping goes.
I only knew he was a rapper because of Love and Hip Hop and the fact that, when you see hip hop, you think, oh,
Somebody on here was a rapper. Yes.
that
no.
was, damn.
But let's talk about a little more film, and then we got my guy over there, so we've been talking for a long time.
I don't even know how long.
I was trying to peek. I mean, that says 4 hours. I'm going to assume it was probably 3 hours. I don't know.
Damn. Okay,
But
bet.
it's all good.
I'm
We're
ready
going
when
to
you
chop
are.
this.
Yeah.
So being a content creator, me being a filmmaker, because I don't consider myself a content creator because I haven't created a lot of content. Like I haven't done like a lot of the short form stuff. I'm trying to do it a little more now, but you being a content creator, filmmaker, and me being a filmmaker, do you feel like you pop your shit enough? Like, do people know exactly how much it takes for you to do what you do? Like, do they know how much work it takes for you to write, light, shoot, sound, edit, produce. Like, what's your process in that? Because I know that I just be like, man, I just got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Like,
And
all
figure
this
it
setup,
out.
I just set it all up and we just go.
I don't think so. I think, unfortunately, because, and this is going to sound so, because of the way that I look, more often than not, people will assume that the man that's in my work is responsible for the creation of said work. Whether that's, saying that that person wrote it or that person directed it or the production value has improved because this person was a part of it. More often than not, especially because a lot of my work does involve like relationship-based content. Like I like the, back and forth between like boyfriend, girlfriend, or a wife and husband scenarios. Like I just really enjoy that because I grew up watching a lot of, situational comedies. Like I love the Bernie Mac show. I love My Wife and Kids. Like that's my bread and butter when it comes to like what I watch on a regular basis. So because of that naturally being what I'm inclined to make, people often will assume and credit the person who's in it as opposed to me, the person who wrote, directed, produced it, paid for it. And more often than not, a lot of the people that I work with in like the content creation space, I've noticed will like have no problem extracting and aren't really like, it's very few people who give credit. Like Ja is one of those people who will credit people who, have provided something to him in some way, whether it's writing, directing, or otherwise.
He spoke highly of you when I talked to him.
Yeah, like he's great. Like he loves like bringing up other people's names in rooms where like it can have a impact to the, the way that person is received. And then there are others who, they just, for whatever reason, they just can't. Like I've had people lie and credit my work as something that they came up with or steal my content and for years. And it was horrible. I'd been posting content on YouTube. I had no idea. People had been snatching it from there and posting it on Facebook, making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my work. And when I realized that Facebook was a place I could post these things and I started posting my own work that I wrote, I produced.
And a place that pays well.
I kept getting demonetized.
Because they thought it was someone else's work?
They thought I was stealing someone else's work. And I'm like, this is my face. It's my production company. It's from my YouTube channel. Like I'm doing everything I can to send in information so that they can see this belongs to me. I was not able to get paid for my work for 5 years on Facebook because of how long it took for them to actually like, okay, this is who actually made this.
Yeah.
And all of the people who benefited from it at one point in time, they just like, they kept that money. Like there was no, I couldn't sue.
Did you get back pay?
No, nothing. Like, and when I say it was over $100,000 that this person had made with all my content, putting their own logos in the corner and on top and as like a watermark.
Whoa.
And I couldn't do shit. So I definitely don't pop my shit enough. I wish I popped my shit more.
I think I have a hard time, even though a lot of people know how much I do, I think I have a hard time saying it. One, survivor's remorse. That's a big thing that I struggle with. And two, one of the things that you notice in hip hop a lot is, and it's sad, most people that succeed on a high level and, start to pop their shit, they go home and die.
I think it's COINTELPRO. That's what I think. I know COINTELPRO ain't a thing no more, but I think when people are going home and getting, like the Nipsey situation, for example, I don't think they figure out your patsies. Like they find a person to be the fall. I don't think when we see each other succeed, we naturally are inclined to kill one another. There are some places where that's very much so true. But to hide, because you don't want people to get too It does happen. I do the same shit. I can't even. I'm not even gonna talk shit like that's not, because the way that I will be on an island, palm trees, ocean breeze, back shots on the balcony, and I'm not gonna post that shit because I don't want certain people. And it's not so much the fear of being killed as it is like the fear of being too happy and
survivor's remorse.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how to help you there.
It's a mixture. I mean, that's just what it is.
And we're fucked.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
We are fucked. I do think professionally we need to pop our shit more.
Yeah. Because you don't get far.
Right. I think people need to know how much you do. I think people need to know who you are. I think people need to know how dope you are.
Thank you.
I think people need to know the black main character, not Jae The Fade anymore.
Thank you.
I think people need to really see, and I hope that this isn't the last time you and I have a conversation.
I want to do a podcast.
You want to do a podcast?
Just because we have such different opinions on film, I would love to do something where we're talking about films.
Look, you're here often enough. Whenever if you got an idea, let me know.
Every Sunday.
You're here often enough. We can make stuff. This is mi casa es su casa. So if the studio is available, you are able to be here.
I gotta figure out the rental fees and shit, but we can make some shit.
Work
this
all
was
that
so
out.
fun.
We got you. This was fun.
I wish we got to talk about love more, like the positive of life, because you touched on it with your wife a bit. I can't leave without.
That's got to be part 2 or 3. I don't know.
I love my nigga. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I love my wife very much so.
Shout out to
for
him.
a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since childhood,
high school, since apparently she was 5.
Oh. Damn.
2001.
Jeez.
It just keeps going back. It keeps going downhill.
That's crazy. But that gives me hope and faith, though, because y'all are still so young and you've accomplished so much. You have your own business and you're running it out of you got a brick and mortar establishment.
I know. That's crazy.
Brick and mortar. And it looks nice. It don't even look cheap and fucked up.
Thank you. I put a lot of hard work into this building.
Some people...
And it's still building. It's still building.
Boom. Mm-hmm. But the build looks good.
Thank you.
Some building, you know...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
So you should be very proud of yourself, and I appreciate you for speaking life and reminding me that I'm on my P's and Q's.
Nah, you are. And if we touch anything on love and you going into your next stage with your significant other, is be best friends.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's my best.
My wife is my nigga, like 1000%, like hands down. Talk about anything. And I know they be talking about dudes who pillow talk. Nigga, I pillow talk, nigga.
I be pillow talking.
I'm talking to my
Not
wife
about my homegirls and my
I'm not gonna talk shit about them, but nigga, we be in there kikiing, nigga.
Man,
I kiki with my wife. I don't know.
I got a whole style. I gotta be a vault for some people. It's just
who do you have to be a vault for? Like, see, we gotta go through this.
No, well,
what are you talking about?
I need to learn because you're married, so you know the things. But it's some stuff, you know. If I got a homegirl that tell me, you know, hey girl, I got chlamydia.
That's different. So that's
like,
false stuff. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Just because that's my husband.
Because I wouldn't expect her to tell me that about her own girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of this stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like some stuff that be happening, I be needing to just be like, yo, dog, this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I be needing to tell somebody stuff like that. But yes.
You be playing the game and all types of shit. Like it's just, it changes your life. I can't end the interview without saying how much love changes your life.
Does your necklace say Miles?
It does.
All right,
I'm one of those.
Let me talk to Miles real quick because I haven't officially met you yet, my nigga. But my nigga, she is glowing right now. So whatever you doing, nigga, keep it up because she been wanting to talk about this the entire time. I could have did a whole podcast and it would have just been about you, nigga. So keep it up, nigga.
Thank you.
Jae, this was great. This was so much fun.
It was so fun.
Again, anytime, podcast, you got an idea, hit me up. You're out here enough. We can make it happen.
Period.
Thank you so much for driving up.
Thank you. And thanks for watching, y'all.
This is a long one, so if you watched all of this, I appreciate you. You probably really was only here for Jae, but check out some of my stuff too. Thank you.